Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. Today we got SummerSlam 2018 pay-per-view predictions. I am also going to throw in the NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 predictions as well. There's only 5 matches, so we can get through this pretty quick. And there is 12 matches for SummerSlam. I actually believe there's 13 because I think they added a couple more. If I don't have them written down, I believe it's one of them is the Raw Tag Titles for the between the B Team and the Revival. We'll get to that eventually. But before we get into it and down to business, guys, take some time and subscribe to the channel. I just want to give a big shout out to Nick Hertz, putting together a pretty cool top 5 video. I'm going to record my video probably tomorrow morning, which is Saturday morning. So, thank you, Nick, for the shout out and the cool video idea. 10 DVDs that you would keep in your collection if, anything ever happened, if you were stuck on an island somewhere and you can only take 10 DVDs. Let's get right into our predictions, guys. So for the 4th straight year, sorry, I'm actually just looking for my coffee. For the 4th straight year, WWE is going back to Brooklyn for SummerSlam and for Takeover. By this point, I think we can all agree that SummerSlam should be in a stadium or a dome or something. I'd like to see that eventually. So Brooklyn, this is my 129th and 130th pay-per-view predictions. So of course, Takeover will be Saturday. Only 5 matches, like I mentioned. We got Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's Championship. Sorry, it's very unlikely of me that I'm, unprepared, but I was mostly prepared. Just got done doing another video, and then now I'm kind of rushed into this one. So, Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. I'm not really a fan of Shayna Baszler, but I do think she can pull the win off here. I actually think there's going to be a 4 horsewomen match at Survivor Series, so we'll see. Maybe Baszler drops the title and moves up to the main roster. Who knows? Second match for NXT TakeOver, we have Adam Cole defending the North American Championship versus Ricochet. I don't really watch NXT too much, but I really think this title could do something for Ricochet. So he's going to be my pick. Next match of the night, we got Velveteen Dream versus EC3. I'm going to go with the Velveteen Dream on this one. Velveteen Dream really needs to get some credible wins here. He does put a lot of guys over. He is fresh into his wrestling career, but it still helps to get some wins, put some momentum behind this guy. EC3 is pretty much main roster ready, so I could see him going to Raw or SmackDown anytime. 4th match, we have the NXT Tag Titles with Undisputed Era defending against Tyler Bate and Trent Seven Mustache Mountain, which I'm not a fan of that name. Seeing how they did the title switch at the UK title tournament a couple months back, I really don't see them switching the titles again here. I do think it's time for Undisputed Era to drop the belts, but I like what they're doing, so I'm going to go with Undisputed Era. 4th match of the night, My favorite feud of the year so far has definitely been Ciampa and Gargano. Had a great build to it, great matches at WrestleMania Takeover, New Orleans, and Chicago. Um, I am going to go with Tommaso Ciampa here to retain, but I do think this match might end in a draw for some reason. Ciampa did just win the title, but, these guys I believe will have a fourth match probably at Survivor Series. And Johnny Gargano is another guy who really needs a couple of wins behind him. He's had some of the best matches of 2018. The one at the Rumble, the one at New Orleans, and Chicago. Johnny Gargano has main evented the past 4 takeovers, and he's won one of them. So I believe Johnny Gargano could win the title here, and I'd be just fine with that. So let's move on to SummerSlam. For the 4th consecutive year, Barclays holds SummerSlam. We got a lot of stuff going on here. And if I do miss a match, too bad, because I do record like pretty much after the last Raw and SmackDowns. I do check Wikipedia and I just go with what they have. Sometimes it's not all up to date and, I end up missing a match or two, but whatever. On the pre-show, I believe it's 3 matches. I don't really see them changing any titles till the next night on the pre-show. I'm going to go with the B team to retain against the Revival. I'd like to see the Revival win the next night on Raw. It just seems kind of pointless to change the titles on a pre-show when, it's pretty empty usually. And I just don't think that's fair to the talent to be performing in a, half-empty arena and you're getting a pretty big moment there winning the titles. Next match, I believe, would be the Cruiserweight title match. I'm actually going to go with Drew Gulak to win the title here. I believe Cedric Alexander has already had a pretty lengthy title reign, winning it at WrestleMania. I'm going with Gulak. I believe Gulak could get a run with this. Next match on the pre-show, there was 3, I believe. Rusev and Lana versus Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. I'm going to go with Almas and Vega here. Everyone loves Rusev and Lana. I believe this will be the official split from the, whatever the heck his name is. Not Gotch, but Aiden English. Man, just had a brain fart. To open the show, I could definitely see them doing a U.S. title match or some other type of hot match, probably the women's title for SmackDown. Let's just start from one point and work our way down. Shinsuke Nakamura defending the U.S. title against Jeff Hardy. Nakamura is definitely a guy that needs some credible wins behind him. Nakamura is going to be my pick there. For the SmackDown tag titles, the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, versus the New Day. I'm going to go with the New Day on that one. They've had some great matches at SummerSlam. Let's see if they could pull one out here. Next up, the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella defends against Becky and Charlotte. I'm actually going to go with Becky Lynch here to win the title. Becky Lynch has been on a roll lately. She's probably my favorite diva today. And she's a great worker, of course. I think her first championship run was overlooked in the beginning of the brand split. Give her a pretty good title win here. But I also would see Charlotte winning the title here. And like I mentioned earlier, the 4 Horsewomen match at Survivor Series have Rousey's team versus Charlotte's team, and they're both women's champions. Similar to what they did last year with the Raw versus SmackDown champions versus champions. I could see that working. Let me know if you guys like that idea. Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. Man, it's been a while since Finn Balor had a win under his belt. Balor's my pick. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. We had the big Dean Ambrose return on Raw Monday night. I am going to go with Ziggler to retain here. Something tells me we're getting a Dean Ambrose turn on Seth Rollins. Next match, The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. I'm going to go with The Miz on this one, just to extend the storyline a little bit. I could see this match or this feud going on for another couple of months, even until WrestleMania. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens for the Money in the Bank briefcase. This is only in a singles match, which is a little bit disappointing, but Braun, obviously, to retain the briefcase. Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. I'm definitely going to go with Ronda Rousey here. It's an easy pick. AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Samoa Joe. If any time would be great, I would say it's now to pull the trigger on Samoa Joe. He got hurt, last year sometime, or earlier this year maybe, and I believe that, hurt a lot of his momentum he had. I'd like to see Joe get the title here. Joe's going to be my pick. And the main event for the WWE Universal Championship. Our first Universal title defense since April. 4 months. It's pretty obvious Roman Reigns is going to get the title. Just for the heck of it, I'm actually going to go with Brock Lesnar. I think it'd be hilarious and pretty stupid of WWE to keep the title on Lesnar here. But I'm going to go with Lesnar just for the fact that I also am going to predict that Braun Strowman cashes in Money in the Bank. That's our predictions, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your picks for Sunday and Saturday night NXT TakeOver, SummerSlam 2018. Take some time. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you later. Peace.